Hi guys, welcome back to the Scan Tool Network. In this video we're going to be taking a closer look at the brand new X-Tool IP819 tool to see if it is as good as the manufacturer claims that it is. Now X-Tool did send us this product, but I want to confirm to you that this will be a completely unbiased review. I'll talk through the good things, the bad things about the tool, and then with this information you can make your own mind up as to whether this tool is going to be good for you, your setup, your specific set of vehicles and the functions that ultimately you're looking to carry out. So the IP819 is a multi-manufacturer diagnostic scan tool package that can do dealer level professional diagnosis on all systems. It can do ECU coding, system calibration, component matching, bi-directional controls and a lot more. You'll see on screen right now some of the official images of the product, which I think signals X-Tool's intent here. So let's take a look at first of all what's in the contents. The box here, this is like an external box which just protects everything while it's delivered to you. This is obviously the main unit and we'll come to that in much greater detail later in the video. Inside this hard-wearing sort of carry case, this will allow you to basically throw that away if you want and just keep this in your garage on your shelving units while protecting the tool at all times. So we've got a packing list here with a user manual. We've got a main data cable, so this end plugs into the diagnostic port of the vehicle and this end here plugs into the top of the tool like that. And then we've got a USB cable which allows you to charge the unit itself. So one end goes in there, the other end goes in the bottom of the plug, and we've got 3 different plug ends here. So this is like a UK plug end, and what they do is they just slide out. So you've also got European and American plug ends as well. Okay, so let's take a look at this kit inside the vehicle. So we've now got the tool plugged into the vehicle. As I said earlier, we've got one cable going into the top of the tool. The other end of this cable is fed down there and you can just see the red connector there. That's going into the diagnostic port of the vehicle. So it's a 2016 Audi A6 Avant that we're currently in right now. And you will see on the dashboard we do have a few warning lights. So we've got the airbag SRS warning light here, and we've also got a flashing glow plug light which represents an electrical fault in the engine system in this particular manufacturer manufacturer. So when I want to talk about the pricing before I just show you the screens of the tool. This tool is currently in the UK, I think it's like $599, that's UK pounds. In the US, I think it's it might be about $650 or $699. But like I say, I'll pop the links to this kit in the description below this video, and it'll show you the most up-to-date and the best prices you can get for this particular tool. So what about the manufacturers that are covered? Well, you can assume that it's going to cover all manufacturers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show you through the list. We can see we've got quite a good selection here. We've even got the high-end stuff like the Aston Martins, the Ferraris, Bugatti if you're lucky enough. But I'll scroll through this list here and it just gives you a bit of an idea of which manufacturers it will cover. So there you go. Those are the European ones. Then you can go to the Asian ones, and then we've got the American ones, and then we've got the Chinese, and then finally Australian. Okay, so those are the manufacturers that it covers. And what about all the systems that it covers? Well, you can assume again that it's going to cover all systems within whichever vehicle that you're hooking it up to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select our vehicle. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Europe and I'm going to find the Audi icon, and I'm going to show you that this tool will go manual selection. In fact, no, what we'll do is we'll go automatic detection, so it automatically finds the vehicle that you're in without having to put all of the specific vehicle information in. So this is really good if you're in like a workshop or garage environment and you may not have all of the specific vehicle details to hand. You can use that function and it just automatically calls up the vehicle. So what you can do is then just go to full system diagnosis, and this list here is a list of all of the systems that the tool could potentially communicate with. Now, this doesn't mean that this vehicle has all of these systems installed. It just means that this tool can communicate with all of these systems. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and show you that it does cover all of the main systems like engines, airbags, ABS, transmission, parking sensors, power steering, air conditioning, air suspension, things like that, all of the main systems. The information that you need to know as well is what information it will give you when you actually have a fault. So as you can see here, we've got the flashing glow plug light, which, as I said earlier, represents an electrical engine fault. So I'm going to go into engine electronics, and we're going to go in and we'll see if we can diagnose this fault. So read trouble code, and that's the fault we were getting, P123700, and it's giving us a fault of fuel injector cylinder 1 open circuit. So that is a fault that we have corrected. So what we can do is you can either go click that clear trouble code option there, or you can go back and you can go to clear trouble code. And when I click clear trouble code, just keep an eye on the flashing glow plug light. The fault code has been cleared and the warning light has now gone, and that is the same for any of the systems. Okay, so again, we've got an airbag light just there. We've showing you the fault, B100A1A, passenger front side airbag igniter resistance too low. So this time we've corrected the fault before we've come on video. We're going to click on to clear trouble code, and we'll do it this way. Keep an eye on the airbag light when I do this. Oh, we select that. It's not going to allow us to do that for some reason. Okay, well, we'll go back, we'll go to clear trouble code this way, and then the airbag light has now gone. So again, you can get live data. I'll come to a bit of live data in a few steps time, but those are that's the kind of information that it will give you when you do get a fault. Now, it doesn't just cover all systems for vehicles. You see, we have an option here called special function. Now this is what really brings the tool to life, and it really takes the tool over and above your sort of general run-of-the-mill standard tools. This has a lot of service functions, or special functions as they're also known. So it does things like key programming, it does a little bit of mileage correction on some vehicles. I wouldn't recommend buying the tool for mileage correction. I have done another video on the X-Tool D8 recently where we changed the mileage on a Mercedes-Benz. So if you want to look at the tool in greater detail for the instrument cluster mileage correction, then have a look for that one. It's like how to change the mileage on a Mercedes C-Class in 35 seconds, something like that. This is just a list of all of the service functions and special functions that you'll be able to carry out. Okay, so you've got all of the main things there. You've got steering angle sensor, gear relearning, gearbox matching, oil resets, electronic park and brake calibrations, suspension, seat matching, TPMS, new battery registration, DPF regeneration, ABS brake bleeding, windows and doors and seat calibration, EGR relearns, and a lot of other things as well. So those are the special functions which, as I say, this is what turns the tool into an okay tool to, you know, a pretty high level tool. All right, it's a touch screen, as you can see. The updates are generally where you get free updates for the first 3 years. Okay, so free for 3, and then you pay if you want to continue with the updates after that. You're probably looking at, I think it's about like £130, which might be like $150, $160 for the, I think it's per year after that. I'd have to double check, but you're under no obligation to carry on with the updates. The tool will still work as you last updated it. Okay, so don't worry about that too much. And updating is a very simple procedure. You just click on the updates. I updated this tool this morning. We probably might not get a Wi-Fi connection because, oh well, it has. We've got a connection here. It's telling us all software is up to date. But if your tool does need an update, let's say you needed 10 updates, it would have a little red circle here with a 10 in it. So it tells you when the updates are there, and it just needs connecting to a Wi-Fi, and then it's really easy to do. So that is one of the plus points of this tool. Updates, as I've mentioned, we've the free for the first 3 years. How does it compare to other tools out there? Well, I would probably put this tool in the same sort of bracket as the Xtool D8. Now we have other videos on the Xtool D8. It's a fantastic tool. This kind of does the same kind of thing as the Xtool D8, but the price is about £100, $100 lower than that. So that might be one of the advantages of going for the the IP819 over the D8. Both though absolutely fantastic tools. You get help and support. You've got like remote control desking here. You've got other where you can speak to Xtool operatives. It takes you through to the website, or if we go back to the main screen, oh, where is it? I've gone off it now, haven't I? And you go back there, or you can go remote control, so it takes you through and you can speak to them and forward your problems or any faults or concerns that you've got. So we'll just come back out of that for now. You can issue reports, so you can do diagnostic reports to your customers, and you can print them off and then give them the details of whatever fault that you've got, you know. We've mentioned the box with instructions. I'll also show you the languages set up. So there is like we can go through the settings. I think I'm going to the right place here. System date, printing. I probably should have looked into this a bit in a bit greater detail first. I'm sure there is an option, a setting. This might be it here. Yeah, so languages. We've got lots of different languages that you can turn this tool into. So it doesn't just have to remain an English language tool. It's very easy to use. Would I recommend it to anybody who's never really used one of these tools before? And I think the manufacturers, they make these tools just so easy for anybody to use. So with that in mind, I'd say 100%, if you've never used one, you can't go wrong. You can't damage your vehicle, you can't do any sort of pain to your vehicle, or you know, you're not going to mess anything up, any settings or anything like that. So don't be afraid to just plug it in, have a play around with it, and you'll be able to see, you'll start working out which of the menus that you use regularly, and how to get the quick sort of links into finding the faults of the vehicle. There's so much more you can do though, as I say, like you can do live data. You can do live data on every section of the vehicle, so you can find all of your live data for like your DPF, your O2 sensors. You can do live data on ABS sensors, on every single component in the vehicle. It also does component testing as well, so you can test switches, you can test motors of certain components to make sure they're working properly, and it helps narrow down where the actual fault is going to be. All right. Other icons, well, we've probably touched on these a bit. You got contacting Xtool, diagnosis, remote control, help and support reports, service and special functions, updates. This is just a quick entry into the whatever vehicle you're in. If you don't want to go on the diagnosis, just click that option there, and it's automatically going to find what vehicle you're in. It doubles up as a tablet, as I say, so you can load. It's like an Android system, so you can load on things like your apps, and you can play games, or you can go online, and things like that. So delivery wise, you'd be looking at sort of 1 to 2 days for the delivery as well. All right, but hopefully this video has given you like a little bit of an insight. There you go, a little bit of insight of what the tool looks like, how it performs when connecting up to a vehicle. You know, there's so much to these kits that it would, if I was to go through everything and show you every little function of the tool, the video would probably be like 5 or 6 hours long, because they are just that advanced and they can do so much. But have a look through the official link that I'm going to pop in the description below, because that will give you all the information in the world. It'll give you every single function that this tool can carry out, and there are a lot of functions there, so it's definitely worth spending 5 or 10 minutes just looking through all of the literature, making sure it is going to cover your vehicle, making sure it is going to perform the specific functions that you are looking to carry out, or making sure that generally it is going to be suitable for the environment that you're in. So maybe if you're in like a garage, a workshop, a mobile mechanic, and you just don't know what you're going to be dealing with day to day, I'll say now that these tools are going to be suitable for that, but it's obviously up to you to make your own decisions on things like that. Okay, links in the description, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps.